My name's Debbie Schwab, and I'm the RAM treasurer and event coordinator. And RAM is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that was created to help individuals and families here in the Ross Local School District.
Perfect. And how many families does RAM currently serve?
Well, we have been up to a little over 50 families a month through the open pantry, which we have converted to a drive-through pantry with the coronavirus pandemic going on. But our normal numbers are around 35 families, and we're up to between 50 and 60.
Perfect. And there's definitely a need in the Ross community, we figured out in Hamilton as well. So thank you for providing the services that you guys do. It's great.
We're glad to do it.
So our next question, focusing on the RAM pantry itself, it is a choice pantry. I volunteered there a few times, and some of my friends as well. And throughout history, there have been some misconceptions of food pantry that sometimes they're judgmental facilities, or they just give the families resources to tide them over for a few weeks on end, just not providing a long-term solution. So how is RAM different?
Well, that's one of the things we do try to focus on, is if there is a long-term solution that can help the individual or family, then we will redirect them there. Unfortunately, there are many of our clients that don't have the ability to do that, and that's because they're either senior citizens or they're disabled. We do have a decent sized clientele that's like that. As far as, I think the way we've created the shopping experience for the families, they come through, it really is like attending a grocery store. They can come through and make their choices, and then having the addition of the clothing closet there, they're able to cover multiple needs in one place.
Yeah, the clothing closet, I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of times when I came into contact with clients, they're looking for more than just food. They need bill assistance. They're looking for temporary housing. They're looking for clothing. And so I've heard that RAM does a lot of those different programs. So you're taking a holistic approach to the issue. So that's great.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes. We do rent and utility assistance for our clients, and then we also, we do things throughout the year to try to help the residents in this community. We do the back to school event that provides the backpacks and everything, as well as the Hope for the Holidays program. So yeah, our goal is to, help the families, but if it's possible for them to be able to achieve a higher element themselves, then that's what we try to help them do.
Awesome. Awesome. So I mentioned earlier that I volunteered at the pantry, and some of my friends have too. And I've noticed that you guys just aren't providing the food, kind of like we touched on in the previous question. You're providing meals. And I think for the audience out there, that's a big clarification that needs to be made, is a lot of times a meal is different than just a Twinkie or a bag of chips or a soda. It's something that can sustain their whole family. It's the meat, the produce, it's all your different food group elements. And I think that's something that RAM does really well. So could you speak a little bit about this approach to providing meals and what impact it's had on your clients?
Well, we do like doing the meals because the whole idea is to try to provide a whole meal. We want to make sure that they're receiving the proper nutritional things that they need. And the idea with the meal, we thought to give them a recipe, give them the ingredients as well as a recipe. That gives them pride in themselves because they've been able to prepare a meal for their family. So that's something we've received a lot of positive feedback on. They love having the recipes. And then that's something, they go to the store themselves. They know what to buy specifically for that meal that their whole family enjoyed. So we do really enjoy being able to do that.
Yeah, the recipes. I like the recipes. I haven't really seen that before, but you mentioned the pride, and then the recipes is giving that longevity to providing food for the whole family and teaching the children that are growing up in their family how to do it too, and then they'll become self-sustainable. So once again, it's all going back to the RAM's approach of holistic approach of doing everything for a family. Yeah, awesome, awesome. So when I was there, you've had food from Burwinkle Farms there and fresh produce that's been gleaned off a farm before. And so is the need for fresh produce growing in a pantry setting? I am sure you've worked at RAM for many years now, and so how have you seen that kind of change over time?
Well, that's something we were fortunate to get the produce from several of the farms as well as G Foods, which made a huge impact in our pantry. The clients were very receptive to the produce because that completes the meal. We try to make get the full course there for them. So we actually had many people who, because as they go through the produce, we let them take what they need. They're picking the amounts that they get. So, and we have people who say, "Is it right if I take a few extra more of these or a few extra more of that?" Because they're a family member themselves likes that specific fruit or vegetable. And of course, we always allow them to do that. If we have it, we give it out. So that's been a huge impact in our pantry, having the fresh produce. And I think it also instills in them, healthy eating habits by eating fresh produce.
Yeah. And I, in my head, it just keeps coming back to that whole theory of the fresh produce is wellness. And just seeing that
Yes.
from a perspective of just general health, is having all of that fresh produce is solving a lot of health issues that unfortunately low-income families are more prone to. But having the fresh produce that RAM is providing is helping out that need as well. So.
Absolutely, I agree. Because they can go to Wendy's and for $1 buy a hamburger, and that's easy to do. But having the recipes and making them, keeping them simple, then the family enjoys making a meal together, and that not only gives them bonding time, but it's teaching them healthy eating habits. So it's a wonderful thing.
Awesome. And our last question is focusing on the client end of things now. So we have looked at all into the assets and facets of the food that you're providing and the other aspects. So we're going to focus on the clients themselves. And so are you seeing a lot of clients coming repeat, so coming month over month? And why do you think that is, if that's an issue?
We do, there are many of our clients that are month to month. I believe those are the people that they're usually our senior citizens or disabled. They just don't have the ability to improve their life circumstance. We have many clients that we might see them 1 or 2 times and we don't see them again. They just needed a help because they had something happen where somebody was off work for a week or two. We have our normal clientele, and then we get new clients every month. Some stay on board for a while. Some are only here for a very short time. So that's the beauty of it, is sometimes people just need a simple lift, because of something happening. But we also like being there for those long-term people as well, so that they know they're not alone out there.
Awesome. Well, thanks for interviewing again. This has been Debbie Schraub with the Ross and Morgan Ministries of Butler County, Ohio, and telling us all about the holistic approach about RAM and what they're doing for the community. So thank you, Ms. Schwab.
You're welcome. Have a great day, Levi.